Did you know the scent of Crayola crayon is one of the 20 most recognizable scents to Americans? Coffee and peanut butter are number 1 and 2, and Crayola crayons are number 18. Most Americans have used a Crayola crayon at some point in their lifetime, and most even know that distinct wax smell. So I think the history behind the crayon is great information to know. I'm a credible source where crayons are concerned because I'm a huge crayon fan. And I really not only enjoy using them, but I love researching them and sharing my findings as well. I'll go over 3 key points: the origin of the Crayola crayon, how Crayola crayons are made, and the different colors and types, and some random facts. Now that I've given you a preview of what I'll be informing you of today, let's start with the beginning, literally. The Crayola crayon originated over 100 years ago in Europe in the early 1900s. It started out as charcoal and oil, but powdered pigments replaced charcoal, and finally the oil was switched to wax. The creation of the Crayola crayon came about in 1903, to be exact, by Edwin Binney and Harold Smith, the founders. They came up with the right combination of the non-toxic pigments. The assortment was of 8 different colors, and it cost about 5 cents. The name Crayola came from Edwin's wife, Alice Steed Binney, joining the French word cray for chalk and ola for oily. Well, now that we know where they came from, let me tell you how they're made. How the Crayola crayons are made seems to be a pretty simple process. Heated tanks store a melted liquid paraffin wax, which is then pumped directly into a mixing vat, and the pigmented powders are added. Then it's heated and poured into spouted buckets that make 2,400 crayon molds. It's cooled by cold water for about 4 to 7 minutes, and then it's ejected hydraulically and emptied, and then it's sent to the label machine. See, I told you the process was simple enough. Now let's talk about the different variety of crayons they are and some fun random facts. There are so many different Crayola crayons, colors, and types. There's 120 colors, 19 blues, 20 greens, 23 reds, 8 yellows, 16 purples, 14 oranges, 11 browns, 2 grays, 1 silver, 1 white, 2 blacks, 1 gold, and 2 coppers. The different types of crayons are regular crayons, washable crayons, glitter crayons, triangular crayons, twistables, fabric crayons, window crayons, doodles, and slick sticks. Now for some fun facts. There's about 3 billion Crayola crayons produced each year. If we laid every regular-sized Crayola crayon end to end along the equator, they would circle the earth 6 times, and then of course melt. But by the time a child is 10, they will use up 730 crayons. And in general, most children's favorite colors are going to be red and blue. And my last fun fact is that during the Great Depression, farmers were hired to hand label crayons, and each family was associated with different colors. Well, now you're a crayon expert. But remember, Crayola crayons originated in Europe and were created by Binney and Smith. The process to make Crayola crayons is a fairly simple one. There are 120 crayon colors, about 9 different types, and plenty of fun facts. My closing statement is Crayola crayons have successfully made it into the homes of children throughout the world, all thanks to the creation from Binney and Smith.